everyone, I'm Jem and thank you for joining me in my creative space today. Before I start, I want to say a big happy new year to all of you. It's about I think it's the 3rd of January today, 2025. So I hope you've had a safe and happy holiday season and that you're looking forward to what the new year will bring. I also want to say a big thank you to all of you who have subscribed and liked and watched my videos over the last 5 months that my channel has been running. So still pretty new in this game, but loving every minute of it and really enjoying feeling part of the creative community and being able to share some of what I do with you. So today I want to have a quick look through the ephemera journal, which I completed as part of the challenge run by Barbara from 49 Dragonflies and Louise Heinzel last month. And whilst I'm doing that, I want to talk a little bit about where I'm planning to go for the next 2 or 3 months. So it'll give you a bit of a heads up of what's going to be on my channel. And of course, if you've got other suggestions and things you'd like to see me do, please do leave a comment down below and I will do my best. So here's the journal that I completed as part of ephemera, and as you can see, she's quite chunky and there are some pages in here which I haven't completed yet. I've done all the prompts, but there are some blank pages in my journal. So one of the things I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks is to fill in some of those pages, and I'll pop some videos up to show you what I'm doing with them. Now, I've deliberated about how to do this. Do I talk you through every page? Do I put some music on and flick through? Oh, I don't know. What's the best way of doing it? I think I'm going to do quite a quick walkthrough. I don't want to bore you to death, but equally I want to be able to show you what I've done and to talk about some of the things that are relevant. And the prompts in the book are not necessarily in the right order, so I will tell you what each prompt was. So I'm going to pull my list out here just so that I can reference it. Okay, so here's our first one. This is prompt number 4. This is apothecary label and quirky cat or dog. So we've got a little witch's spell book in here. And a poem from Macbeth. This is the witch's speech in Macbeth. Now, I love this background, and I did this on a piece of black paper and literally just with a roller and some different coloured paints, including gold metallic one. And one of the things that I would like to do more of in the coming year is to do much more mixed media work, and I want to learn to work with layers, both in my journal and building up layers on my gel plate. So those are some of the things you might see me do. And here again, this is a layer. This is textured paste that I added black acrylic paint to, and this is prompt number 12. So this is black and white and bookmark, and you can see here the bookmark, and this can actually go into any of the pages, and as you will see, it's clipped onto the top of the journal with a ring there. And one of the things I realised as I was going through ephemera was that poetry and verses play quite a big part in my life, because for this challenge I took the last verse from the poem by Edgar Allan Poe called The Raven, and I used that as my inspiration for the black and white page. So here's one of those pages which I'm going to complete in the next few weeks. And here we go. This is the prompt that says say cheese, and this was number 16. This was tuck, spot and cheese, and I interpreted that as say cheese for the camera. And these are some photos of my beautiful grandchildren, all taken in December. It's a really busy time of the year for us and lots of life events going on for them, and so I thought that was a great way of recording them. And this next prompt was was number 17 actually, flip out page and old photos. And I've combined the two because these are And do you know what? I was actually really pushed for time this day. So this is quite simple, but for me, very, very meaningful, because this is my father and they're old photos of my father. So this is him as a, let's move that over so you can see. This is him as a young child and as a young man. And then, yes, that's me as a baby. So him becoming a father, and him with my mother later on in life. And this is very poignant for me, because a couple of days before I did this particular prompt, I found this piece of paper in some books, and this is actually the speech that I gave at my father's funeral which was 2 years ago. So that's safely tucked in there now. So that was a flip out on old photos. As I say, really quite simple, but very meaningful for me. And I thought those 2 pages, I was really pleased with how those 2 pages went together. This was one of our later prompts. Number 26, the old curiosity shop. And what was the other part? A collaged postcard. What I'm going to do is to just find, gosh, I've cleared my desk up because I haven't got paper. I'm going to tuck that in there just so that you can see that. And so this was a postcard which I collaged lots of old items onto. So there's an old camera and a sewing machine and some gas lamps in there. And then I used some vellum and some pieces of torn cardboard to look like the window of the old curiosity shop from Dickens' book of the same name. And here in this happened to be a couple of pages I found in an old book. And so I thought it was lovely to reference Dickens and the original old curiosity shop in this one. All right, completely different vibe here. And this was one of our earlier prompts. This was a journaling card and beloved visitor. And the beloved visitor I interpreted as the bees. They are the beloved visitor into my garden because they pollinate everything. And I have a little journaling here. Well, it's not really a card, I have to say, a journaling spot there. So there we go. That was prompt number 9. Some more space, inviting creativity. Oh, this was an early one. This was number 3, layered tag and retro film strip. And I had an old book and I found these beautiful pictures in here, all to do with the barge at Wareham. And Wareham is in Dorset, which is not too far from where I grew up in England. So there's the old film strip, and I stuck with the nautical theme for my layered tag. And we've got lots of collaged papers here, and this is a gel print which I did. And I've used the gel prints to make some additional tags there in the pocket. So lots of layers, lots of bits to flip out and find there. This was the very first prompt. This was number 2, altered playing card and antique keys. And my page says, who holds the key to your heart? Is it the Jack of Hearts, the Joker, or the King of Diamonds? Oh, who knows? So there's my altered playing cards. With the antique keys on them. Oh, this was fun, this one. This was least favourite ephemera and bookbinder's art. And so I created a couple of little bound journals for this one. One with a simple 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and another one which was an accordion one. And so they represented the bookbinder's art. And I can't tuck that back in for a minute. And then my least favourite ephemera is clusters. or was, because you know, this was one of the really interesting things I found about doing this challenge, was that when I actually sat down and made some clusters ready for this challenge, I actually quite enjoyed it, and I now have a little stash of them to use. So I went with a Christmassy theme for this one, because this one was done on the 11th of December, and I was starting to look towards Christmas, getting everything ready. And I have an envelope in my journal here, so I turned that into a little journaling spot with some Christmas washi tape. And I will find in a moment, oh, here it is. This is the other, this is the accordion journal that I made as part of this challenge for the Bookbinder's Art. And this is something else that I want to do more of in the new year. I want to play with making some more accordion journals in different formats. So that's something to, if you're interested in, that would be something to keep your eye out for on my channel in the new year. Now this was a snippet roll and woven flowers, and of course living in New Zealand, my mind immediately went to the Maori art of raranga, or weaving with flax or harakiki. And these are the woven flowers, which are drying up nicely now, because this was prompt number 5, and they will just last forever. Alright, so a nod to the Indigenous people of New Zealand. And a snippet roll, which again was something I'd not made until I was preparing for this challenge. So another new learning. Thank you, Barbara and Louise. Oh, just a beautiful page here. This comes from the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, which I know a lot of people use in their journals actually. But for me, I have very fond memories. It was one of my mother's favourite coffee table books, and she was extremely proud to own one. And it took me a long time to be able to cut one up actually. But I love repurposing things like that, you know, preserving them in a way where they will be seen and appreciated. Wow, now this was a massive learning curve for me. This is a mini pocket letter and specimen. This was number 18. And do you know what? 24 hours before I needed to record this, I actually looked up mini pocket letter, having had no idea what it is. But anyway, I found out, and I utilised some vintage seed packets that I had to go in my pocket letter, and then all my little bits and pieces and my letter are actually inside these seed packets. And I made a little pocket for them to go in, and then sticking with the botanical theme, which you can see right through this page, I had some flowers in my flower press, and so I turned these into little specimens and made a little tuck pocket for them behind my pocket letter. Love pocket letters, by the way. Not sure whether it's something I would do again. I might experiment a bit more. Oh, number 23. This was blackout poetry and an altered book page. And I love doing this. And my poem comes from, my book page is from an old book about the English stage. And my poem reads, "Many poignant things. The moment intimately acquainted, the world kept private, exquisite charms loved sincerely, a lover bound with tragedy." I just thought that was wonderful. And so I drew the lovers and the fire to represent the tragedy of love. And oh, this I have to say was probably one of the ones I enjoyed doing most. This was texture fragments and altered pocket, and so I worked with lots of scrap scraps, and I've been a seamstress since I was very young and do lots of things with materials, so I have lots of lovely scraps, and I tried to use lots of different textures. There's some cardboard and some handmade paper and grass and fabric and all sorts of things in here, and I've stitched it so that you have two little altered pockets in here. There we go. So at the moment there's nothing in them, but you never know, there may be. Oh, this was the final prompt, number 31, and this was mixed media tag and urban graffiti. And for me, this was my homage to Banksy, who is a British graffiti street artist. And Banksy's work often has a political or social commentary to it, and I found this soldier, and you know, there's currently just so much war, but and this is also a Banksy reference, so have a look at the video for this one. But there is always hope. And we have a mixed media tag with a stitched felt heart, some washi tape, some stenciling, and a little words there that say cultivate kindness. It's a bit deep and meaningful, that one. All right, let's swing back round. Oh, this, I've been dying to try this out for ages. This is the envelope flip and secret love letter. I saw Kerry Griffiths, Kerry the Crafter, doing this envelope, painty envelopes, and making a journal with them some months ago, and I've been dying to try this out. And so here's my envelope. They all flip out. There's pockets, there's journaling spots. Oh, they're a little bit sticky. Let's just gently unstick that. Lots of journaling spots. There's another pull out journal there. This flips out again. This one flips, more journaling spots, and we flip this last one out to reveal the hidden pocket and a secret love letter. And the secret love letter is, of course, secret because it's written in invisible ink. And if you want to know how to create that invisible ink, check out day 30, prompt 30, envelope flip and secret love letter. But I really enjoyed this. It's added a real splash of colour, and the fairies, I bought the stamp set to make something for my granddaughter, and I just think they're just such fun. So there we go. Thank you to Kerry for the ideas for that one. Oh, and the whole thing actually flips out. And as I'm, oh, there's the number 30. And as I'm going through, I'm finishing my journal off, I may put something else underneath here just as a little surprise. This one, this I love, and this has sparked lots of ideas for me. And again, is something that you will be seeing me use more if you watch over the next couple of months. This is number 19, and this was paper bag handles and slow stitching. Now, I love slow stitching. It's something I find very meditative, and it helps me to be able to sit and relax. So we have lots of different things stitched onto here, but the bag handles, you may notice, we have in here, here, and here. And what I actually did, I took the bag handles from a grocery bag and unwrapped them. And this one, we were actually away from home the day I was doing this, and I realised that my flower wasn't going to stand out from the page enough, and I needed to colour it. And the only thing I had with me was a glass of red wine, and it worked beautifully. So these are strips of the bag handle which has been unrolled and dipped in a natural dye, shall we say. And this, of course, is the bag handle still rolled up, and I've whip stitched that with some embroidery floss. So as I say, having started unrolling paper bag handles, I've realised that they are just a really interesting material to use, and so that's something I want to be doing more of in the new year. All right, moving on. Oh, and this one is a pocket here as well. There's a big pocket. All right, moving on. A couple of pages there to finish off. And here we have our steampunk butterfly and photo frame. And so I went with the steampunk theme here. This was prompt 24. And I only did half of the butterfly because butterflies are about metamorphosis. And so my butterfly was morphing into, or from, who knows, a steampunk. And when you flip this wing up, you have the photo frame here. And I'm looking for a Christmas photo to slip in here. And along the lines of metamorphosis, I added a little saying here, love you as you are. And I talked in my video a little bit about the journey that I've been on over the last year personally, and the importance of, you know, loving yourself at each stage in your life, whether you're where you finally want to be or not. All right, last one I think, and this is this was Mechanical Garden and double tag, I think was right. Yes, number 25. And for Mechanical Garden, I don't know, can you see? I wanted to use this gel print that I'd done because I really loved it. And I've got a little garden, cottage garden here. And my mechanical element is, of course, the waterfall card with beautiful pictures of New Zealand gardens on there. And a tui, who is a frequent visitor to our garden here at this time of year because he comes for the flax flowers. And we have the double tag in the pocket here, an eco-printed pocket, and the double tag which matches. So we've got two tags, one slips into the other. And again, that's utilising the gel print that I put on the back here. So there you go, folks. That's the ephemera. As I say, I got so much out of this. It challenged me to try so many new things and to learn and discover, and that's what I love about these challenges, is the learning that comes from them, and the experimenting with different things that you wouldn't perhaps normally try. So some of these pages in here that you've seen that haven't got anything on, that's one of the things I'm going to be working with over the next few months. And I want to, or really the next few weeks for these pages, one of my goals for 2025 is to do more mixed media. So I want to look at building up and using layers more, and also using more layers on my gel print. And so I want to get more confident with using my gel plate and building up layers on that. Some of the other things I want to do in the next few months, I've got a series semi-planned with 3 or 4 videos which are going to be crafting on a budget, and that's talking about, you know, if you haven't got the latest product or you know, the whizzy machine, what can you do? How can you still craft and enjoy your time without breaking the bank? You know, there's a worldwide economic crisis at the moment. Not all of us are lucky enough to have lots of disposable income. So I'm going to spend some time looking at what can we do, how can we make our own stuff, and linked with that is upcycling. And upcycling is something I'm incredibly passionate about. At the beginning of this video you would have seen the beautiful environment we live in, and yeah, I'm just passionate about upcycling things and not unnecessarily throwing away. So I also want to be looking at those things that might normally go into the trash or might go into the recycling bin. How can we actually upcycle them and use them in our journals, and use them, oh sorry, that's my door slamming, use them to create new things and to breathe new life into them. So that's some of the things I'm going to be doing. I'm going to just reiterate, I want to say thank you so much to all of you. I hit a personal target just before Christmas with the number of subscribers. I've only been running this channel since July, and really my reason for running this is that I live very rurally, and it's difficult to be part of a creative community here. I can't always go to things because of time and distance. So for me, running this channel enables me to feel part of something, and hopefully to give some ideas and enjoyment for other people. So I'm going to continue. I'd set myself the challenge of running the channel and consistently until December, and I have done that, and for me I think it's worth continuing. So thank you to all of you who have supported me over the last 5 months. If you like what you see, please continue to show that support, like and subscribe and share the videos. It really helps other people to see them too. So on that note, I am going to say I wish you all a happy, safe new year, and for what I hope that whatever you're wishing for comes to you in the next 12 months. And for now, I will say, ka kite anō. See you soon.